share with you guys. Right now it is 16:30 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from the Middle East and Eastern Europe. So what you're looking at here are the flight paths of several U.S. aerial refuelers taking off from Rota, Spain, and heading into the Middle East, and also several more aerial refuelers landing in Rota, Spain. And what's concerning about this is Rota, Spain is a bomber base for the U.S. Air Force, and so this is definitely related to the upcoming strikes on Iran that the U.S. is going to do. So this is very, very serious. It means that the U.S. is really close to striking Iran. We could just be hours or days away from a strike. And I heard this morning that Iran rejected Trump's offer to negotiate about Iran's nuclear weapons, okay? And I heard this morning that Iran rejected the offer made by the U.S. to negotiate about their nuclear weapons. So it looks like it's on. It looks like the U.S. will strike Iran very, very soon. And in addition to those KC-135s last night in Rota, we also had 4 KC-46 Pegasus refuelers moved from McGuire Air Force Base to Qatar, and this was on Friday. So in total, at least 8 refuelers moved to the Middle East in the last 48 hours. Okay, that is very, very serious. These refuelers would be critical in refueling American and Israeli warplanes. Okay, so get prepared, guys. It's about to go down, and all hell could break loose once the U.S. strikes Iran. Okay, because we're hearing now that Iran has pre-positioned assets in the Gulf of America and in the Caribbean to strike us here at home, okay? So this could affect us here at home, and it's possible that Russia and China may take advantage of the situation. Russia could attack the Baltics, and China could attack Taiwan. There's been a lot of buildup in Belarus and in Russia along the border of the Baltics and Poland. And also China has been flying a lot of reconnaissance flights near the Taiwan Strait. So all hell could break loose. Remember that Iran, Russia, and China have a military alliance, okay? So we'll see what happens, but things are really getting serious. And here's a picture from Diego Garcia showing 7 U.S. stealth bombers on the tarmac in Diego Garcia, which is an island in the Indian Ocean. They were moved last week to Diego Garcia. You can see 3 stealth bombers here, and then 4 are in these hangars here, these reinforced hangars, and then you can see 8 refuelers to help refuel them. So this is concerning because we only have 20 B-2 stealth bombers, and they're a critical part of our nuclear triad. So if we're moving 7 of them from the continental United States to a base overseas, that's about 40% of our stealth bombers. We don't move 40% of our stealth bombers for no reason, okay? Because they're critical for our nuclear deterrent. So this is very, very serious, guys. It could go down any hour, any day. Make sure you stay close to my channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have all notifications turned on. Also, download my app from the Google Play Store. It's 100% free. When things go down, I can send out messages directly to your phone, notifications to let you know what's happening and to let you know when I go live. Okay, but I will be covering this attack live. It will be historic. And here we have an Iranian IRGC cargo plane that landed in Venezuela yesterday. And what's concerning about this plane is the IRGC has used this plane to ship weapons to Sudan in the past. So it looks like the IRGC is moving weapons into Venezuela, possibly to strike our bases in the Caribbean and along the Gulf of America and Florida and different places. Maybe they're moving missile systems into Venezuela, and they're going to retaliate by striking some of our bases, okay, in Florida and different areas. So guys, get prepared. And Iranian state media said yesterday that Iran would strike the Diego Garcia facility with ballistic missiles and suicide drones in retaliation for any U.S. hostile action against the Iranian nation. The Iranian official further added to the threat to attack Diego Garcia by also threatening to attack Turkey and countries hosting U.S. bases in the Middle East, stating there will be no distinction in targeting British or American forces if Iran is attacked from any base in the region or within the range of Iranian missiles. When the time comes, it won't matter whether you're an American, British, or Turkish soldier. You will be targeted if your base is used by Americans. Wow. And a senior Israeli official said there will be no choice but a military confrontation with Iran. Preparations are underway in Israel for action in the near future. Wow. And Israeli Channel 12 is reporting that the IDF has ordered to complete all preparations for an Iranian strike mission by mid-2025. I think it's going to be sooner. I think it could be this coming week. Okay, and Israel announced an expansion of operations in the southern Gaza Strip, and the president of the U.S. sent a striking warning to Iran today, saying there will be bombing if Tehran does not make a deal on its nuclear program. That's what he said this morning. And the U.S. president said he's pissed off with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin, telling NBC News today that he'll impose more sanctions on Moscow if it doesn't cooperate on negotiations to end the war in Ukraine. I was very angry, pissed off when Putin started getting into Zelensky's credibility, because that's not going in the right location, you understand? The president said in an interview with Meet the Press host Kristen Welker, who reported more on the discussion Sunday. But new leadership means you're not going to have a deal for a long time, right? The U.S. president warned that failure to reach a deal could result in secondary tariffs. If Russia and I are unable to make a deal on stopping the bloodshed in Ukraine, and if I think it was Russia's fault, which it might not be, but if I think it was Russia's fault, I am going to put secondary tariffs on oil, on all oil coming out of Russia. Wow. And a senior U.S. official confirmed yesterday that the B-2 stealth bombers sent to Diego Garcia are linked to Iran and the deadline for Iran to agree on the nuclear deal. So the U.S. confirming that those stealth bombers are there for Iran, okay? And yesterday, multiple ISIS members were taken out by the U.S. Air Force in an airstrike in northeastern Somalia. And yesterday, several Houthi commanders were killed in a fresh round of U.S. airstrikes against Yemen. The airstrikes reportedly targeted a meeting of senior Houthi leaders in Sadr, Yemen. And there is a NOTAM up for tomorrow near Isfahan, Iran. Isfahan is where Iran has one of its primary nuclear weapons development facilities. So there is a NOTAM, a notice to airmen. So some kind of an airspace closure around Isfahan tomorrow. And the U.S. president's letter to the leader of Iran, the Ayatollah Khamenei, was leaked out. I want to read it to you. He wrote, "It's time to open a new page of cooperation and mutual respect, and there's a historic opportunity ahead. The United States, under my leadership, is prepared to take a major step towards peace, de-escalation, and the removal of sanctions. If you reject the extended hand and choose the path of escalation and support for terrorist organizations, I warn you of a decisive and swift response. We will not stand idly by in the face of your regime's threats to our people or our allies. If you are ready to negotiate, we are ready too. But if you continue to ignore the world's demands, history will record that you missed a great opportunity. Wow. Okay, so strong words there from the U.S. president to the leader of Iran, the Ayatollah Khamenei.